I'm Dina from the Creativity Cave. You might remember me from such videos as the beginning of May. It is so awesome to see you all here. It's been, to use the youngins' vernacular, a hot second since I've been live. That's my daughter says that all the time. I don't know. But I think it is time for some Stampin' Lips. Let's see. I'm going to try and find something that's good for this outfit. Ooh, there we go. I hope you guys missed me. I actually really missed you. Last week was completely crazy. I was trying to get everything caught up and I was like, maybe I'll go live another day. I couldn't make it happen, but I'm really close to being completely caught up. Thanks mostly to my new full-time assistant. Becky, say hi, everybody.
Hello.
Becky is amazing. She has brought sanity into my world. I'm very excited, like very excited. So also, I have a full-time assistant. Like, how is that even possible? I can't even believe it. It is so awesome. So I'm very excited about that. Can you tell? I had a great, amazing, fabulous, fantastic, unbelievable time in Hawaii. It was, I don't want to say magical, but maybe magical? I don't know. It was so awesome. It was just so tremendous to get away. It was so wonderful to go on a trip and get all of my luggage at the beginning. Yay, that was pretty awesome. It was also really pretty painless once you got through all of the stuff to get ready to go. Once we got through all of that stuff, which, by the way, my husband a couple days before the trip was like, we're not going. It was a little stressful there, but then we are in paradise, like you can't go wrong. So that was just so wonderful. Oh, it looks like it's somebody's birthday today. Happy birthday, Beverly. Awesome. And then let's see. Oh, it was also my birthday while we were in Hawaii. And it was pretty cool when the founder of Stampin' Up! Searched high and low to wish me a happy birthday. That was pretty cool. So that was really sweet. Thank you to Shelly. And I've got a couple of cards to share with you today, one of which is from Shelly. It's pretty awesome when the founder of Stampin' Up! Sends you a card in the mail. It was commemorating something I did, but still. Ooh, what did I do with it though? I think it's in my pile here of stuff. Oh, here it is. I have a whole video coming of the birthday cards that I have received. I've gotten so many amazing birthday cards, so I'm very excited to share them with you. I actually have, well, I don't know, can you see that? This whole thing is full of birthday cards. So it's been so much fun opening them all, and they're still coming. I actually keep getting a couple every day, so that's really sweet. I love that it's just stretching the birthday out a little bit further. So that is lots of fun. Are you leaving, Becky? I think she's leaving. Yeah, that was really awesome. Now, I've got a few stories to tell you from our trip to Hawaii. So first off, we had, like I said, just an amazing time. We had a celebrity, I would say sighting, but run-in might be more appropriate. There were several celebrities sighted during our trip. One was well, someone claims, and actually this is probably true, that they saw Adam Levine on our beach, but I was thinking, like, if Adam Levine is in Hawaii, he's got enough money to have his own beach, just saying. He might have, actually very well may have been seen, because I know he is in Hawaii, because I'm not a stalker on Snapchat, but I would like to call myself maybe observant, not Snapchat, Instagram, sorry. How could I have messed that up? Snapchats for the youngins. Um, Linda, if I saw Jamie Fraser, don't you think that would have been what I led with? Also, don't you think I would have stopped everything and gone live that moment? I probably would have. No, it was not Jamie Fraser or Sam Hewn who plays Jamie Fraser. Okay, so then some people saw a couple different people. So they saw John Travolta and Bruce Willis because they were actually there filming a movie. So that was pretty cool. And then the one I saw personally was the guy, and dang it, I meant to look this up. Do I have my iPad handy? Hold on. Okay. I have, I don't remember his name. Not a huge fan. Definitely not a fan after what happened either. So, okay, let me break this down for you. We were in the pool, and I can neither confirm nor deny the number of adult beverages that had been consumed at that point. But we were in the pool and there was this group playing volleyball and we were away from the volleyball. And let's see. Okay. And there's several things that are funny about this. Okay. Okay, so this would be a television star, not a movie star. And it's a show that I've watched before, like for a long time actually. But I will say that this person is no longer on the show, and maybe I know why. Just saying. Okay, so his name is Giacomo Giannetti. That's his like in real life name. And his name on Grey's Anatomy is DeLuca. Well, I don't know, DeLuca, what his whole name is. But anyway, so he was there apparently for a wedding, and we spotted him several times because once you meet somebody who you really are disappointed in, they kind of stick out in your head. So well, anyway, we're in the pool, right? And one of my demonstrator friends, I think it was her daughter that was with her, she's like, hey, is that the guy from Grey's Anatomy? And I was like, old or new? And she's like, new. So we were looking and we couldn't tell for sure, like not positive. And so we're all like kind of whispering around the group, trying to determine if it really was him or not. And she's like, I really think it is. I love Grey's Anatomy. I think it is. And I'm like, okay, well, I haven't watched Grey's Anatomy in several years, but it's also been on for like a million years. Anyway, so we look, and we can't quite tell. And again, I have to reiterate, I'm not sure how many adult beverages we'd had by that point, but definitely the last one that we were going to consume, I think we had consumed by that point, if that maybe paints a picture. Just saying. Anyway, so she finally says, she like yells over, and she goes, hey, are you on Grey's Anatomy? And P.S., I don't know if she had had any adult beverages. I can only speak for what I had and Kelly. Okay, so she yells that, and whom we think is her wife, his wife, she goes, so she nodded yes to confirm, but said shh, as in don't make a big deal of it. And we were like, okay. So we're all like, oh my gosh, it's the guy from Grey's Anatomy. So then we're like trying to be on the down low, like looking at him. And I believe someone asked if he was attractive. I would say physical appearance, hot. After I talked to him, not. Okay, so we're standing there, and then another demonstrator. Again, I will protect all names in this, except Kelly was with me, but she was not the person who did this. So anyway, Kelly, so another demonstrator's taking a few photos, right? And not like in your face, just like a kind of a photo, you know, on the down low. Sometimes you need to take photos on the down low. And I will also tell you that my husband was there too, and he knows this because of some stuff he's working on right now, that if you're in a public area, i.e. this swimming pool, this public swimming pool area, you can take photos of other people legally. So we'll just say that. Well, anyway, so we're just kind of geeking out about the fact that it is indeed the guy from Grey's Anatomy. And all of a sudden he comes over. Now, again, she was taking pictures and not like ridiculous, not like just tink, tink, a couple. And it wasn't like the paparazzi kind of thing. She was doing it on her camera, on her phone, not with like the 24-inch photo lens or anything like that. All right, I feel it's important to give all the facts out, right? Okay. So anyway, he comes over and he says to us as we're in the pool, floating, chatting, sipping, he says something like, I don't want to have to, or he goes, it's not really cool what you guys are doing, and I don't want to have to call the hotel and have them come down here and get involved in this. And we're like, okay. And I really wish I would have had the foresight to bust out laughing at that point. But I think we were all still a little shocked that he actually came over to us and talked to us and was in any way, shape, or form threatened by us, because whatever. So after he left and we're all like, what, whatever 4-letter word you want to use. I could give you some suggestions, but this is a family program, so I'll keep it clean. Anyway, so we were really not impressed with his little outburst. And yes, he is too full of himself. Well, of course, we did a little Googling at this point and found out that he's been killed off the show. So, whatever. And here's the best part. No, make no mistake, I did not take any photos. I was an innocent pool attendee witnessing all of this. But what I will say, as somebody who does have some fans, albeit nothing quite like this, I don't think. I'm just who is that lady? My Life on the D List, Kathy Griffin, whatever her. She used to always talk about her like D star celebrity status or whatever. So I would say in the crafting world, I'm a Z star celebrity, right? Okay, kidding. But seriously, as someone who does have fans out there, who meets them, by the way, places, generally just Stampin' Up! Events, but I have been identified outside of a Stampin' Up! Event. That was pretty cool. Anyway, I was thinking, you know what you do in a situation like that? You say, oh, hey, thanks for being a fan. Would you like to take a photo? You take a photo with the person, you smile nice. Personally, I like to put in a few unrequested selfies in someone's camera myself. That's just the pizzazz that I like to offer. And then you say, I'm just here with my family for a wedding. Just, trying to trying to keep a low profile. And we would have been like, oh, that's so awesome. No problem. But instead, he threatened to tattle on us. And we kind of wanted to say, like, do you even get that we have like half this hotel and whatever, dude? But we didn't. We kept it classy, though we have kind of trash talked him since. So then another, and again, I will keep all names innocent, but another big time Stampin' Up! YouTuber, just saying, ran into him in a store, and that's where we figured out he was there for a wedding, because he was talking to like a staff person at the store about the wedding, and she was in there with her husband. And so then I saw her right after that, and I was like, oh, I gotta tell you all about how we met him. So we told her that story, and I think that had happened the night before when I talked to her. So we saw him the night before, she saw him the next day. And then she said, well, I did Google douche bag of Grey's Anatomy, and that's who came up. Now, I'm not sure if that's true, but she did forward me the link, and it kind of looked like it. Anyway, that's my celebrity story. So, note to self, when a fan comes up to you, you can be classy or you can be douchey. I say go for classy. I'm just saying. So that was pretty funny. I just really was not impressed. You know, he could have been so cool, and then I would have been like, who is that guy? But instead I was like, whatever. I did just look at him again online, because I Googled him to make sure I got the name. And I will admit, he's pretty hot. But it loses some of its luster. I'm just saying. So that's my funny story from Hawaii. But we did have a really awesome time. It was so glorious to get away. It was so wonderful to be with my husband. I hardly worked the whole time. I did have to do a little bit of work while I was there, but it was so wonderful to be off. We enjoyed all of the sights. My favorite... Oh, wait, there's one more story I need to tell you. Oh my gosh, how could I have forgotten about this one? Because this one's even better. Because you know all the people in the story. So as you may have seen a time or two before in life, my son. So my kids were home while we were in Hawaii, and my daughter is 19, and my son was in school. And so it was kind of their first time being home alone, like for more than one night. And they were fine up until the day we were on the ocean snorkeling. Like, did you guys see when Kelly and I went live on Kelly's page? Like, we were going to go live on my page, but I couldn't get a strong enough signal, and she has a different cell carrier than I do, so she could get the signal. So then we're like, oh, okay, we'll just record the same basic video and then I'll load it later. But then I never did, because this happened. So we're out there, we're in the sun. We had just gone snorkeling. We saw all of these amazing turtles and incredible fish, like seriously, like truly amazing. And you guys know I need glasses. Like I can barely make out my eyeballs looking, and I am only about 24 inches away from my camera, if that paints a picture for y'all. So I'm pretty blind. So I could see with my snorkel goggle mask, whatever, and I was like kind of impressed that I could see all these fish. I'm sure they were even more impressive with actual corrective lenses, but I didn't have those, so we made do. But we saw all of these just amazing fish. You know, you're just so excited. The water was pretty refreshing, so we were invigorated. And then we went live because it was just so much fun. Well, as we're recording my version of what was supposed to be this video, my daughter called, and then I'm like, oh gosh, leave me alone. So, you know, don't answer it. She called again. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. So I don't answer it. Still trying to shoot this video, by the way, which I never posted. And then she texts me. Now, again, I have to say, we're in the ocean. We're not like on shore. We're in the ocean. She's like, can you please call? It's really important. So I'm like, okay. So I call, and my son got himself into a bit of a pickle. Let me break this one down for you. Well, first of all, she told me what happened. And then I call him and I'm like, what happened? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I do not have time for I don't know. As any good mother would say while on vacation, wondering why this happened. Well, Carl, as you might recall, is in track. And in track, they have spikes, you know, with the little spiky things on the bottom of the spikes so that they can grip into the track and run faster. He was looking at his grades. Now, remind you that at this point, there was like 2.5 weeks of school left, right? So he looked at his grades and he had a B. Out of all the grades, he had 1 B. Again, not a final grade, just his current grade. And he was so upset by that B that he took his shoe, his spike, and he threw it in his room and he broke his window. It was really good that we were 4,000 miles away from this situation. Oh, did I mention it was raining? So my daughter is at work going, do I need to come home and deal with this? And we're like, no. It was a double pane window, so the water wasn't actually gushing in. And he will be fixing it with my husband. The window's been ordered. And we had like 4 or 5 more days to calm down before we came home so as to not kill him. So anyway, I think the reason she called us was because he didn't know what to do and thought about not calling us. So she wanted to make sure we knew something was going on. And I think she figured we'd follow up with him about the situation, which we did. So anyway, yeah, he broke his window. And let's just say we had a come to Jesus moment after coming home. I will say the difference between boys and girls used to be volume, but now I think it's damage. And the funny part about this, if there is one, is he just messaged right before I went live. He messaged us his grades and he got all A's and 1 A-. So how do you get mad because he did such a good job and Okay. Anyway, those are my stories. We did enjoy ourselves, even with that a moment. Luckily, no one died. I think that might not have been true. Had we been home, though, someone probably would have died. Not sure who, but someone. I always laugh when Carl says, like, well, I'm going to call DHS or whatever he says. And it's like, what do you think they're going to say? And also, where do you think you're going to go that's better? Do you even get it, kid? You have parents who love you. We feed you. We clothe you. We take you to your stuff. We let you hang out with your friends. Like, you have it made in the shade. I kind of am anxious for him to go out on his own and experience life. I think it'll be fun to watch. Anyway. Oh my gosh, Sharon said when her parents went on vacation, she had a huge party. Oh my gosh. I joked and told the kids no ragers while we were gone. And I'm truly, my kids are so good. I don't think that they would ever even consider doing that. And if they did, they must have cleaned up really well because there was zero evidence of any kind of party. So I'm pretty confident. I think that it, I don't know. I think they'd be too chicken, which is good. We're going to keep it that way. So don't ever say anything else. Anyway, yeah, so it was interesting. Probably won't be leaving him home alone for a week again, but we'll see. So, I do have a whole bunch of really great cards to share with you today. I have some stamps to give away. I also have I told my stories. I think that's everything. Oh, I know. Game night is tomorrow night. It kicks off tonight with mystery stamping in my game night group. So, if you would like to get in on game night, I still have a bunch of openings. Like, come on, guys, sign up. I have a bunch of openings. I have really great stuff for this time. And we're going to make a really awesome card with one of the stamp sets that's going to be in game night. I think you're going to love it. I finished my projects for game night today. I was trying to kind of rework the last one, and I really, really like the projects that I have with, so it's so awesome. I am really anxious for you guys to see the projects, and I'm going to show you a technique today that you can use with some of the stuff that's coming in the game night packet, so that's kind of cool. I was going to work it into the game night, but then I kind of changed directions, so anyway. So that is what's going on today. So we've got game night. We've got my June classes I'm about to launch. If you took my Pansy Patch class, I just need to upload the videos, and that will be going out. So I know I'm a little late on that one, but I caught up with so much stuff last week, like I said, and I'm just about great. Somebody's asking how game night works. Oh, let me tell you. So game night is really awesome. This is something I started just over a year ago. And it is called Stampin' Game Night Workshop. We play 4 games of bingo. We make 5 cards, and to participate in the bingo, you need to get a make and take packet for the 5 cards that I demonstrate during game night. The cost is $40, and that includes your chance at winning over $500 in prizes. They're shopping sprees, so you can just choose the items you want. You also get a goodie bag that's worth about $20 to $25 in product. And this month I did a great job kind of making that stretch pretty far. So I can't wait for you to see all of the goodies that are in there. And then we also have optional mystery stamping, and mystery stamping is going to include clues that I post, and then you create a project with the supplies that you have at home and then share it. And so the clues will have, like the supply item, like your supply list. They'll have directions on what sizes to cut your pieces, what colors to stamp them. You actually choose the colors and you choose everything. So it's really fun to see what everybody comes up with. There's no right or wrong in game night. Just follow the directions and create your project to share with everybody. It's lots of fun. Someone was asking how to sign up. So you just need to email me and I will give you the registration. If you're on my mailing list, I sent out a registration reminder late last night, like 11 or 12. I think if you're on my team, I did post, if you're on my team or my VIP group, those are private groups, so I could post the links, but on public groups, I'm not allowed to per Stampin' Up! Guidelines. So just message me and I will I will share the link. It is only available to people in the US because I can't ship packets to other countries. And I think that's everything. So it's so much fun. And then, of course, you will get a PDF with the projects in them afterwards so that you can make them. Yes, game night is tomorrow night at 7, and then mystery stamping kicks off tonight. So I'm going to flip my camera. I've got a little pretty graphic for it with my email address on it, so you can email me for the link, and I'll send it to you right after I'm done with my live. So close your eyes for a sec while I adjust. Okay, there we go. Game night. So this is tomorrow night. Again, mystery stamping kicks off tonight in our Facebook group, which is called Stampin' Game Night Workshop, and you'll see this logo on there. My email is drekow@yahoo.com, and I will send you the link if you need it so that you can register. It's pretty awesome. Even if you can't play bingo with us, the packet on its own is very awesome. So check it out. Are your download demonstrator? If you are on my team, yeah, anybody can play. It doesn't matter. Everybody is welcome who's in the US. So yes, can consultants not under you play? Of course they can. All of my classes and all of the things that I do are open to absolutely everybody. So the only difference is if you're on my team, many of my classes, though not this particular event, but many of my classes, I give a discount for my team for the packets. So yeah, so that is going on. Also, I have a new all-star tutorial PDF that just came out this month, and it is called the Sand and Sea All-Star Tutorial, and you can purchase this for $15, or you can get it free with a $50 purchase in my online store, or you can get it free as being a member of my team. They can earn it free as well, so that's a really awesome deal. 12 project tutorials based on the Sand and Sea suite that's in the January to June catalog, and this is carrying over. It's in the big catalog, so that's awesome. And then this also is one of the bundles we're featuring in our class, so I'm very excited. And then the host code for June is right here if you would like to purchase anything from my online store. And oh my gosh, I'd be so grateful for you for that. You can use this host code. When you order from me, it literally helps pay for broken windows in my house. It helps put food on the table. It's really awesome. So I really appreciate your business, and I have a great VIP rewards program that you can be a part of. So check that out. And of course, I give a free gift when you spend $50 or more. So thank you guys so much. All right, it's time to get started. So first of all, I have to give a shout out because I just saw her name on here. What are the letters towards the end? They are UVN7 RMRY. And you can also find that on my blog, by the way. I have to give a shout out because I saw her on here. Catherine, she not only inspired this really awesome bracelet, she sent this to me right before I left, which was so awesome. It has this cute little turtle on it. And actually, I have to say, one of my very favorite parts of the trip was seeing turtles. We actually saw a whole bunch of them in 3 or 4 places, which was pretty cool. So anyway, this was a sweet, sweet, sweet gift. And then I'm going to show you the card that she made later because we're going to make it. So thank you, Catherine, so much. And then actually, I want to show you this too because it's so sweet. It is a stamp she sent me. It's, I'm just going to do that. It's contraband, as we like to call it, but I love it. Friendships must be built on a solid foundation of alcohol, sarcasm, inappropriateness, and shenanigans, which is so timely because I'm going to be shenaniganing next week with my shenanigan friends, Kelly and Barb. We're having a working trip, so I'm very excited. Anyway, so thank you, Catherine. I loved this. I actually am going to take it off only because this is my stamping hand and it gets a little bit in the way, but oh, it's so cool. And then it's got my fave on here, which I'm pretty sure this is, oh, what is the name of this? I just lost it. It's a really cool mineral that's found in the Caribbean, and I actually have some jewelry with it. I think that's what these stones are, but they're very cool. So thank you so much, Catherine. Oh, and it's my color, you know. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Is the sand and sea tutorial on my website, as in to order? Yes, there's a link at the bottom of the post. So yeah, Lair. It starts with an L. I can't think of the name, but anyway. Okay, so, I do have one more show and tell before we get started. Sorry. So I told you at the beginning, if you caught this, that, so I celebrated my birthday while we were in Hawaii. So hello. And I had to thank Shelly and Sarah of Stampin' Up! For sending me to Hawaii for my birthday. I mean, that was really nice of them, right? And Shelly, bless her heart, she like sought me out. I literally saw her. I'm like, "Ooh, she's looking for somebody." It turns out she was looking for me, which was pretty cool. Anyway, she sent me this gorgeous card. Like, look at how gorgeous it is. Like, so pretty. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And she just sent like the nicest message in here. So it was so nice to see you in Maui. I was so intent on wishing you a happy birthday week that I forgot to congratulate you on your 1.6 million career sales milestone. So big congrats and hugs for this accomplishment. Love, Shelly. So isn't that sweet? But look at how pretty this card is. And like she used my colors. Oh, so gorgeous. So this is the Quiet Meadow bundle that she used. Love this card. I'm pretty sure we'll make this at some point. Okay. Hi, by the way.
Hey.
All right. Next up, I got to give some stamp sets away. And then, oh my gosh, we will be stamping in just a moment. So I drew 3 names from 3 different times, and I have 3 Circle Celebration stamp sets to give away. These are really awesome stamp sets. And so they're really one of my faves. They're getting retired. So if you don't have one, this is definitely on my list of sets you should definitely have for retiring. But I love, love, love it. So I wanted to share it with you. This first one goes to Jane Baird. So congratulations, Jane. I know I've got your mailing address. So congrats to you. We will send this Circle Celebration set to you. The next one is for Sherry Yoakum. I hope I'm saying that right, Sherry. So congrats to you as well. Circle Celebrations, such a great set. And then the last one is to Dana Sue Roller. I can't even read my messy handwriting. Congratulations to you, Dana. So Dana Sue, Sherry, and Jane, you have some fabulous stamp sets coming your way. I'm pretty confident that I have all those email or mailing addresses. If I wouldn't have your address and you won one of those, will you just pop me a message? That would be great. Okay, so let's come back to my awesome bracelet for a second. Larimar, I think somebody said. Yeah. I have some jewelry with that. Actually, I have several things. So pretty cool. I've got cool earrings that are going to go nice with that. So thank you again. All right. So I wanted to share the card that she sent, and it's with one of my favorite stamp sets that just came out, The Biggest Wish. And this just has so many possibilities. Now, I just got a replacement because the photopolymer on mine was kind of messed up. But my new one looks perfect. So we're gonna copy this card because first of all, I love it, and I think you guys are gonna love it too, and also because I needed another project for today's live. So it's all working out. It's all working out. So anyway, again, thank you to Miss Catherine for sending this to me. I really appreciate it. Okay, so this card is just so fun. And you can do this in lots of different color combinations. And maybe what I'll do is change up the colors just because then I'll make it mine. And I think I'd be remiss if I didn't use my signature colors, right? So I'm going to start with, I'm going to kind of rock this up a little bit. I've got, I didn't mean to say so saffron. I want pale papaya, coastal cabana, Bermuda Bay, Highland heather, and wait for it, fresh freesia. Oh, I think this is going to work. And then I'll show you her version because I like hers too. Okay, so first I'm going to start by mounting my hello because that'll just make this whole process go better. Also, I can see there's a little schmutz on it, so we're going to give it a quick cleaning. Now, one thing I want to tell you guys, we've had that chamois out, and honestly, like you, like I, like all of us, I use that a lot. But what I've noticed is when I really need to get a stamp clean, especially after either white craft ink, Stays-On ink, or Versamark ink, using my Stampin' Scrub, this is an oldie, but same concept. And my Stampin' Mist is very effective. By the way, Stampin' Mist doesn't even look like this anymore, but it's in a bottle, a squirt bottle. You can see this is a pretty good old bottle. But these really make a difference in getting stamps clean that are originally dirty. Just throwing that out for you. Okay, so here we're going to start. And I think I'm going to go slightly off because I believe the scrap I grabbed is a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to stamp my hello down the side in multiple colors. Can you tell? I so love this. So we've got Pale Papaya, Coastal Cabana, the color that lets us know God loves us, and P.S., the fact that that was like everywhere in Hawaii in the ocean was just like amazing. I considered not coming home. Oh, by the way, I did find a nice place for Andy and I to retire. Let me know if you want in on it. It's just a cool 24 million, but it is right on the ocean and it looks spacious. Though I can't confirm that. Okay, so there we go. Hello, hello, hello. One more hello with fresh freesia. I don't know why, but I always want to call it fresh freesia. Not just fresh freesia. Fresh freesia. I sound like Oprah. Oh, look at that. So fun. Okay, so hello, hello, hello. And then we're going to add friend in black on top. Now, the other thing I've been doing lately is when I want something black over something else that I've stamped, I've been using Stays-On. It's a little bit more vibrant and I like the look of it. I know it doesn't clean quite as nice off your block or your stamp, but honestly, I like that because I like to know that my stuff is getting used. So I'm cool with it. Okay. I don't mind dirty stamps. I'm going to take some of our new in-color jewels. Like, who wouldn't want jewels on a card? My sample didn't have jewels on it, but this one does. Or this one is going to. Just because, I mean, I can. Why wouldn't you if you could? So I'm just going to pop a few of them on here. This one is actually sage. Or not sage. Oh my gosh. Did you hear me say that? It's soft succulent. So anyway, there are my gems. So pretty. I mean, this is just so simple. So that's one of the reasons I really love it. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere this to a layer of black cardstock. And then we're going to put it on my card, which is, of course, Pool Party. Or no, listen to me, I don't even know. It's not not Pool Party, but rather Coastal Cabana. Okay, I'm closing my ink pads because first of all, I know some of you are already like hyperventilating. But also because I'm going to spritz it with my black marker. Oh, Jennifer, I have an email coming to you. Jennifer joined Stampin' Up! How exciting. So welcome. I have an email coming to you, my dear, so I haven't forgotten. It has been a Monday, let me tell you. Okay, so here we go. We're going to spritz like that, just adding a little bit of black ink with my marker. So fun. And then I'm going to add it to my Pool Party. I seriously keep wanting to call it Coastal or Cool Caribbean. Do you guys remember that color? It was one of Stampin' Up's first in colors and still one of my personal faves. Hi.
Hi.
You feeling any better?
Yeah, it's just a headache now.
Oh, good. We'll take some more Advil. There's a bottle in that thing behind the gnome's head.
Okay.
Okay.
I survived my first migraine.
Yeah, Carl's not been feeling good today.
Oh, and
but I told them you got all A's. Okay. There we go. So there's my card. And then here's Catherine's. She kind of went with a solid choice of the typical rainbow. Love it. So isn't that fun? I love this card so much. Now, she had hers all lined up, and I knew I was never going to be able to do it, so I kind of set mine off a little bit. But there we go. Isn't that fun? And the reason, too, I knew mine wasn't going to fit is because the piece I had was a little bit smaller, so I wasn't sure they'd fit like that. But anyway, there we go. Awesome. Oh, you used your Stamparatus. Oh, you smart little devil, you. Well, that's a brilliant idea. I didn't even think about that. But we're going to use our Stamparatus on the next card, so it's all good. So anyway, there we go. So thank you, Catherine. I loved the treat. I loved the card. I loved it all. So I appreciate your your help. Okay, so the next card we're going to make is actually a guest request. This was when I ask for suggestions of projects each time, and one of the ones was, how do you use the many messages stamp set and get it to stamp well? And the person who asked this, I didn't clarify this, but she said I think she said something like people seem to be having trouble, or I don't know. She didn't necessarily say she did, but maybe she said other people were. I haven't had problems with this, but here the reason might be because I'm using my Stamparatus to stamp it. So what we're going to do is I use this quite a bit, so you can see the many messages is sort of permanently mounted on its own plate right now. And I mean, I am joking mostly when I say permanently, but this stamp, I don't know, the other one kind of it was cut out. But we have another stamp called Many Happenings. So I'm actually going to use this one, but they both work with this stamp set and dies. So a couple things. Sorry, I just totally jiggled my camera. A couple things. First off, the stamp is designed to be used as a whole stamp, one piece, okay? And I'm going to show you, I'm not cutting this, I'm just trimming the rubber a little bit. So what the thought process behind this is, if you have one of these big sentiment sets, and then we have a coordinating die that cuts all of these sentiments out at once, that's how this works. So that's really cool, but you might have missed that part of it. I did have somebody say, well, I don't understand how to get this to work. None of my images work. And she didn't understand that you do the whole thing at once. Okay, so I'm going to show you that part. And then I'm also going to show you how to do it not all at once. But I just am trimming off this excess rubber because it really bugs me if the edge gets caught. And so I'm a little bit anal about this. I'm not too anal about things in my stamping, but this is one of them, is it really drives me cray-cray if my edges get caught. Okay, so there we go. Get rid of all of this. All right, and then I'm going to stick this on my Stamparatus. Now, when I'm using my Stamparatus, I like to put it in the opposing corner. So like that's like the corner of the two plates. I like to put it in the opposing corner down here. It's just how I roll. Okay, so I'm going to put it right down in there. And then I'm going to pick this up with one of my plates. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is take half a sheet of cardstock, and you can use whatever you want. So I'm going to put white. My personal favorite, to be completely honest, is to use black cardstock and white ink. But we're gonna just use white ink. And I think I'm gonna ink it up with some. Actually, I'm gonna use I'm gonna use magenta. Why not? Magenta Madness ink. So what I want to do is ink this up. So the first thing I need to do is set something under here. A stamp set case or an ink pad works really well to put this under here, because then it makes it all level so that it's not at an angle. This is at a slope, but this is flat. So we'll throw this under here, and then I'm going to ink this all up. Okay. So the first thing for successful stamping is to ink it up well. And that you might think that's a joke, but it actually isn't. Oftentimes poor inking leads to poor stamping. You know what I mean? If it's not inked up well, it's definitely not going to stamp well. Okay, so then I'm going to just close this. And what I like to do is take my sleeve, because it just makes it a little slipperier. And then I'm just rubbing on here. Okay, I'm not putting like my entire body's weight, we don't need that, into this. I'm just rubbing with firm pressure. Okay, now if you don't like the idea of using your wrist, another thing you can do is, you know, the knob, the knob that you would put like on the top of a post or something. There's probably a name for it. I think of the movie Christmas Vacation, where Clark says, "I fixed the newel post," after he cuts it off with the what is it called? Chainsaw. But if you do that and then put felt on the bottom of it, so it's flat on the bottom, and you put felt on there, that will, it's like one of those things, what is it, air hockey? Like an air hockey thing. That would work too. So yeah. Oh, a whiteboard eraser. I knew there was also something like that. Anyway, so here we go. All right, look at that. Huh. Awesome. So now what we're going to do, because we're not done yet, we're going to take and cut it out. I just got to grab my die. Okay, so the die, again, is one piece. And there are what I like to call registration marks. There's a heart and a star and another star and another star. These are not probably necessarily there for you to use as hearts and stars, but rather to help you line everything up so that you get a nice centered cut when you do this, okay? So you can see I've lined all of these shapes up in their respective spots, and then what happens is I will get a nice cut. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is take a Post-it. I have gone to all this trouble at this point. What is a Chucky tool? That's what they're called. I don't know what that is. Is that like a thing? I'm thinking Chucky from like the horror movie. Okay, so I put my Post-it on here to hold this in place so it doesn't move around while I go to die cut it. And I actually moved it around while I was lining it up, so let me get it back into place. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to run it through my machine. I'll be right back. My gosh, did you hear all that clicking? Okay. So here we have all of the pieces. So awesome. And if you want stars and hearts, whatever. Okay, so we've got all these pieces. And by the way, if things stick to your machine, this is what I do to get them off. Your take your pick tool is so multifunctional. All right, so now we've got all those pieces. Now, obviously, you might not always need every single one of them, right? Okay, so here's another tip for you. Say you want just one of them, all right? We're gonna take our thing back, so give me a sec. And we're gonna put a scrap of paper down. So first of all, I'm gonna use this. This is just a scrap paper to protect this so I don't have to clean it later. All right, and then I'm gonna look at my stamp. I'm gonna figure out which one of these I want, and it's not necessarily to scale. So I want your awesome, or no, I want your you did it, okay, right there. So I know that that's going to be right about in this area. It was one of these three. So I'll take a scrap piece of paper that I happen to have, and then I'm going to just position it right in here. Again, there we go. If you've got a magnet, do I have a magnet handy? No. If you have a magnet, you can put it down. Or you can use your Post-it to hold it into place. My magnet's just not handy right now. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up my stamp just like I did before. I'm going to stamp down just part of it. We're not trying to get the whole thing. Okay. Da, da, da. There we go. I'm going to take You Did It, and then I'm going to line it up. Now here's the best part. So You Did It technically goes in this one, but you know what? I want it in this one. So I'm going to stick it in there. Now what if, what if I want this Just Breathe, because it is cute. I can just snip this off and I can use it on something else, or I can die cut it another time. But I can line this up and then just run this piece through my machine. I can even cut off the rest. This was just a piece of paper I had handy, so you can cut it much closer to size. So then anyway, I can grab the You Did It. I'm gonna close this up and get rid of it and die cut it really quick out of this. And then we're gonna make a really cool card to go with it. So someone said, then you keep the other pieces in a bag. Yes. Ooh, I didn't leave quite enough room, so now we're not gonna be able to use that, but that's okay. All right. So just make sure you have enough space when you're doing. I was trying to save that other piece and I didn't need to do that. So we'll use this one because it's not, the end isn't cut off. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. First of all, let me show you, because in the many messages, I have the black and white embossed ones. Remember I said I really liked that. And then I also have the other colors that I've done. And then I also have actually used just die cut the individual parts. And let me show you why I did that. In fact, we can use one of those on here, I bet. So this is the piece I wanted to use. No, I don't like that. But let's see if I have one of the others in here. Ha-ha! We're going to take this piece and add it behind that one. How cool is that? Okay, so here we go. The card that we're going to do is a fun technique, and you probably have seen this because it's been making the rounds, but it's finally my turn to do it. And that is, I'm going to take some vellum, and I'm going to take some Stampin' Blends and some rubbing alcohol. And this is probably called polished stone, or at least years ago when I did it, that's what we called it. But let me show you some tips and tricks on making this work. So first and foremost, you want to cover your piece of vellum as much as you can. Now, vellum works really well. You can also use glossy cardstock. We don't carry that anymore, but that would work as well. I tried it on another thing that we have, which is the shimmer white. Does not work. So shimmer white, not going to give you the same results. This vellum does work really nicely though. So I've got dark Magenta Madness, dark Bermuda Bay, and light Night of Navy. It doesn't really matter. I like the dark colors because they're more vibrant. But what I'm going to do is color and like just scribble basically on here, leaving some space in between. So I kind of am working with my lightest color first. Okay. Now you don't want to necessarily go over the top of these per se. I mean, if you do, it's not the end of the world. But we're just going to color all of the background. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to get some color over the whole thing or close to it. I like when I overlap these two, I kind of get a purple color. So that's cool because we don't have purple in blends. Okay. So do. Adding color everywhere like so. All right. Now this next step is critical. So if you don't do this next step, it won't work. And I can't even, oh, here it is. It's like, I have the bottle. Okay, you want as high a concentration as possible. I've got 91% isopropyl alcohol. 70 whatever won't work. But if you can find higher than 90, even better. If you want to take Everclear, no, I don't know. But 91% is what you want. Really the highest concentration of alcohol that you can get. And that's what we're going to use. So I'm going to, I took and put some of that in my Stampin' Spritzer. Now, you are going to get 2 Stampin' Spritzers in your Game Night Workshop packet, which is pretty awesome so that you can do this. And by the way, you can get that rubbing alcohol wherever for like $1. It's very inexpensive, $1 or $2, I don't know. I got some recently. So what I want to do with this is spritz it. So I'm just going to spritz. Okay, save my sentiment. Don't worry, it's going to be fine. All right, I spritzed it on here pretty good. All right, that looks good. It's all good. And see the effect that's happening. Now, here's the secret sauce, people. We're going to take this, we're going to unscrew this, and then I'm going to drop. Well, this worked better before. There we go. Little droplets of this on here. Wherever. Da, da, da. Like that. And then you get kind of these big blobby dews. And you can spritz it some more if you want the colors to mingle, and things happen. I mean, things move around and happen. Okay, if you want to get brave, you can stick your finger in here and kind of cause the blending to happen. You can add little daubers around like that. I mean, just play, okay? You will have a colored finger. I'm just warning. All right, another option is to take, I have a, oh shoot, what did I do with it? I was going to say I took one of my new water painters and I was going to dedicate it to rubbing alcohol. Oh, where is it? I guess, is it this one? No, it's not that one. Oh, I had it here. Can I find it? No. But I was going to dedicate one of my aqua painters or water painters to rubbing alcohol and then add it that way. Like literally dipping it in my bottle and then kind of putting it on. I know, I'm trying to find where it went. I don't know. So I'll pick this up. So I'm literally going to dip this in the bottle and then, shake it on. So you can see that makes a really cool effect. And notice, like I've already put several layers on here. You can keep messing with it. Another thing you can do if you have a straw, I don't have one that's longer than this, but let's give it a shot, is you can blow on it and it will do stuff. This is kind of drying, so it's not very effective. And sorry if you keep seeing my face. But you can blow on it. It probably helps if you have a proper straw, which I do not have. That's actually, I think, a cover on a paintbrush. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So that is the look. All right. Now, again, I can't stress enough, the 91% alcohol is really important. Ooh, Deborah Norris used canned air. That's a good idea. 91%. If you get less than this, it's not going to give you this cool effect. So that's the kicker, 91%. All right. And I found mine either the grocery store or Walmart, I can't remember, or maybe Target, wherever you would get rubbing alcohol. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. It is not dry yet. I do have one that is dry. Oh, look at that. So cool. So I have this pretty piece. Now I will tell you it looks infinitely better if you put it on some white cardstock. So I recommend that. So that's what we're going to do. I've got a thick white card base. So we'll fold this. Notice I got rid of kind of the messy sheet. All right, and we're going to attach this. Now, I was going to do this for game night, and then I kind of decided not to, but we're doing it tonight. So if you get game night, you'll have the stuff to help you. But we're doing a really cool technique in game night, so I'm very excited about that. All right, where did my adhesive go? Here we go. So I'm just going to adhere this, and I don't think this is going to show, but if it does, it doesn't. Whew. And say you can call me a liar, liar, pants on fire. All right, so look at that. I just adhered it. Now I have the ink side that I used up. So this is the side that I put the ink down. The other side is really pretty muted and subtle, and that might be the look you're going for. It just kind of depends. So anyway, this is my card. Now I wanted to take the You Did It and add this, and this little shape will kind of set this off. Okay, so I can also add a little bow to it. What's up, Buttercup?
Not much, pumpkin pie.
Is it going okay out there? Yay. Now, another thing I've seen people do, I haven't taken the time to do this yet, and I'm not going to do it today, but you can also take some of the gold foil, the gold foil flakes, not foil, gold flakes. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And you can draw lines with your ink on here and then put the gold foil on there. That would be pretty cool too. So those are fun little things. All right. So now I'm going to tie a double bow of black twine on here. Okay. We'll just trim that. So we can add this. and then add it to your card. So there's been a whole lot of tips and tricks given on this little number, but lots of cool stuff. Now, I personally really like the more vibrant colors of my blends. I don't like the more subtle colors, but depending on the look you're going for, that might just be exactly what you want. So it just kind of depends. I think this is one of those things where you just experiment and you kind of get a feel for it, and it's really fun to play with, you know? Okay, so I just added the You Did It, and I'm going to leave it as that. I don't think we need to do anything except maybe one thing, and that is we're going to spritz it with some of our Clear Wink Estella, because that would be cool. Okay, so there we go. That just added a little shimmer to it. So pretty and really simple. Lots of fun things that you can do to this. You can put like a detailed die cut over the top. You can do, you know, so many different things. But again, the colors were Night of Navy, Magenta Madness, and Bermuda Bay. So those were the colors that I used. So endless possibilities with this technique. So have fun checking it out. All right, our next card is one that I am going to create based on a card that one of my team members sent me for my birthday. I love it so much. So I'm really excited to share this card with you too. It just came in the mail. So I was kind of anxious to make this. So finally I went live today. This card was also a guest request, so it also kind of worked out. Sometimes things just work out. And it was with a guest request was for the artistically inked stamp set. This is for sure going to show up as a class in my repertoire, but the DSP is on back order right now, so I'm holding off till that DSP comes back into stock. Because the DSP is gorgeous. Okay, so the artistically inked stamp set is really fun. And one of the other requests we had was for a birthday card. So we're going to hit both in this next card. And this is all thanks to a very talented stamper on my team. Her name is Susan Valley. And she created this card for me for my birthday. And I have to tell you guys, I love it. So it combines both the stamps and the dies with it. So I think the real shining star in this stamp set is this weird border image, you know. I really love the border. It's so pretty. And I think it's, at first when I saw it, I was like, whatever. And then I started playing with it and I was like, oh, it was like the skies opened up, the sun shined down on me, and God smiled and said, stamp. Okay, that was a little dramatic, but anyway, it's an awesome stamp set. So here we go. When have I ever not been at least a little dramatic? So we're going to do a classic rainbow for this one. So I'm going to start out with my Poppy Parade ink. Okay, and so I'm starting with a piece of white that is 4 by 5 1/4 inches, and I'm just going to stamp it across with the different colors. So I've got Poppy Parade, and I know y'all are going to have a heart attack because I'm going to leave these pads open. It's going to be okay, people, I promise. No one has ever died from me leaving ink pads open, I swear. Okay, then we've got Mango Melody. I will tell you, the drier your stamp pad is, the better this will work, because this is a distinctive stamp, and so all those details work really well with a dry ink pad. Now, if you just re-inked your ink pad, don't worry. I have a tip to help you with that. Okay, so next up is Daffodil, and I know I re-inked Daffodil pretty recently, so I'm going to take this and I just got to clean off my spoon. That's right, I said spoon. I have a little set of spoons that I got at, I think, Target. And they are used for this. I used to have a plastic one, but I broke it. So what I'm doing is working the ink Because you know when you store your ink pads, they're upside down, so all the ink pools to the surface, which is generally speaking what you want, but not on one of these detailed stamps. So I worked the ink in. I'm going to ink it up and stamp it down, and voila. So pretty. Okay, next up is Granny Apple Green. I think this is another one that needs cleaning, so I'm just going to quick clean this off on my chamois, or not cleaning, it needs working in. Work that ink in, and it's not like you got to work it in like your life depends on it. Just rub the ink into the pad a little bit. Give that a clean on my thing. Pull the hair off of my head off. Stamp this down. And by the way, if you noticed, as I'm going across, I'm kind of alternating every other color. Also, I think I was supposed to skip the yellow, so that's my bad. Because we are supposed to get purple in there, but we're going to have to just end on a high note with Coastal Cabana. Okay, because as you all know, it's the color that lets you know God loves us. All right, and we're going to stamp this down too. So there we go. We've got all our colors. Now I've got a little white space over here, which I don't really like. So I think what I'm going to do is throw out one more wild color. And I think actually I'm going to do polished pink. Magenta would have worked pretty well too. But polished pink is going to be awesome. I'm going to get this extra clean because we don't want any Coastal Cabana in our polished pink. That would not be the color that lets us know God loves us. Okay, so that looks pretty clean. And I'll just put that on the edge there. Okay, so now I just have color going all the way across. Okay. Now, the next step is we're going to put this on dimensionals. Okay, and I'm just going to tell you right now, this is going to be a dimensional heavy project, but it's worth it. So worth it. And I also just love this card so much. So I don't know if Susan's on here, but oh, Susan, I literally squealed when I got this card. All right, so that is really awesome. Now I've cut 2 pieces. Each one is 5 1/4 inches wide, which is what my base piece of 4 by 5 1/4 is, of course. And then one is 1 1/2 inches, and this is 1 inch. So these are going to go right over the top. The other thing I'm going to do is adhere 2 strips of black. Oh, things are getting funky, guys. So I'm going to take the edge of my clear Wink Stella and run it across this black piece. This is one of these is kind of dying. I don't think it's this one though. Okay, so just the very edge, I'm putting some clear Wink Stella on here to add some shimmer. And what's pretty awesome is it makes it look like this is sort of shimmery paper, which I'm totally digging. Okay. Voila. If you don't, hold on a second. If you don't want to die cut those, if you want to sort, that's
On the bottom. Okay, I'll go make room. I wasn't sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And pink first.
The white,
Plain white.
plain white is the first card,
Well, I'll go this backwards.
if you don't mind. Okay, sorry guys. Okay. So here is that shimmer piece. And we're going to attach this just sticking out of the white strips, both of them. Okay, so we just want that little shimmered black to stick out like that. What? So cool. And again, I'm going to do that right here, about the same amount. So I have about 1/8 of an inch sticking out. But you know, I don't like to measure. All right, next up. Okay, what? I'm going to pop this up onto this panel. So it's all lots of popping. But it's okay. We sell dimensionals. You use as many as you want. You could put like another 50 of them on here. That would be fine. You get like 400 dimensionals in a pack. So, I mean, it's not even that many. Kidding. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up with the edge of that piece, and same thing down here. Sorry about that little interruption. My other assistant, Whitney, is here, and we're prepping game night packets tonight. So they are all ready for you. Okay, next up, we've got that. So it's like we have a window of this beautiful rainbow of texture. So I love that. Okay, now this whole thing, remember we have popped up, that's gonna go on a piece of white. That's not thick. I want thick. Am I out of thick white cardstock? I cannot be. Don't say it's true. I might be. Okay, we're gonna put this on a flimsy white card base. Don't judge. I just don't have one handy that's thick. It'll be okay. All right. So I'm going to pop this layer up, centered on here like that. Oh, so pretty. Okay, next. Now here's where things get interesting. The die cut from our stamp bundle is on here. That was die cut in black cardstock. And I'm just throwing this back on my little Pierce, well, not Pierce, this is my Stampin' Die Brush combo foam thing, you know what I'm saying. And then got all the pieces. Ooh, those did not want to come out. There we go. Just kind of rubbing my fingernail over the last few. Probably could have done this before I went live, but I got it die cut, so that was pretty good. Okay, and this is just like the most glorious use of this die cut ever, because we're going to put it right over this stamped stuff. Okay, so I just love this. And this one is being, it might not have cut through. Or maybe it's me. I think it's me. Because these are maybe not. I don't know. I do find that this does cut really well, but this part of the die didn't seem to cut this time. But that's okay. We're going to make it work. No worries. I'm just trying not to rip it. There we go. Okay. So, and actually, if you leave a few of these little things in a die cut, I don't think that looks bad per se. So anyway, okay, there you go. So what I'm going to do is, by the way, I forgot to mention, this card actually goes like this. Okay, I did it the wrong way though. It's supposed to go like this, but that's okay, it doesn't matter. So what we're gonna do is just drape this piece right over the top. Okay, now to attach this, what I'm going to do is take and put a little bit of glue on here. I think I'm on this. There we go. We're getting there. This one leaf didn't really cut right. Okay, so to adhere this, I'm going to take my liquid glue trick. And I only want to put a little bit here and a little bit down here. I don't want like every last bit of stuff glued down. And also in part because I want to make sure that I can get my card doesn't stick in the middle, I guess. Where did my sponge go? Yes. Okay. Where did my sponge go? Oh, there it is. It fell behind. Oh, no wonder this wouldn't. Okay. All right. So we're just going to put adhesive kind of in that area, not the whole thing. Like so. Oh, so pretty. Oh, I love it. Okay. So there we go. Next, what I'm going to do is take the happy birthday that's in this stamp set. I don't think I mounted it yet, so I need my stamp set. So there's several sentiments in this set, but we're going to take the happy birthday. And, oh, I did. Oh, it's right here. I was like, oh my gosh, it's not out. And we're going to stamp this. Now, she embossed hers in gold, and I'm not going to. It's okay, though. I'm just going to stamp it in Coastal Cabana because it's the color that lets us know God loves us, let's be honest. But I'm going to do it on a little strip of white cardstock. And then I'm going to punch the end of it with my pick a banner punch. And I always use the banner one. I'm going to use the other one this time. Okay. So I want the pointy end, not the not pointy end. Like that. And I'm going to go in a little further. There we go. Okay. So there's my happy birthday. I'm going to trim this to be just a little shorter because I'm going to add some ribbon to this as well. Okay, now you're going to laugh. I have had these pieces of the pool party ribbon bows sitting on my desk for a while, so I'm going to use them. Okay. And so I just have this bow that's been, like I said, sitting on my desk for quite a while. I'm going to add it to my card right here, just because this is a great use for them. And we'll put that on there like so. Okay, isn't that amazing? But wait, there's more. Okay, so we're going to open this up and we're going to stamp. And I think, yeah, I used a different color. Well, obviously, we're going to put Coastal Cabana on the inside. I mean, hello. So I'm just going to stamp the edge like so with Coastal Cabana to match. Isn't that awesome? You can put another sentiment on the inside, whatever you want. You can just write in it. But how fabulous is this? Oh. Okay. But wait, there's more. So one of our new embellishments are these silver and clear epoxy essentials. So we're going to take a couple of these and add them. And so Susan used the like teardrop ones. So why not? We're going to use them. There's diamonds, teardrops, or droplets, I guess. They're not tears per se. And then there's circles in this. And then there's clear and there's like silvery. So there's clear and then silver. But how cool is that? Oh, she just really knocked it out of the park with this card, didn't she? I just love it. So I'll show you her card. So that was hers. She did purple, but I ran out of room, so that's why I didn't do purple on mine. And then there we go. Isn't that just the sweetest? Oh, I love this. So thank you, Susan, for inspiring this card for me. I really love it. Okay, now we have one more card, and this was one that I came up with today when I was playing around. And it was one I was going to do in game night, but then changed my mind. So here we are. We are going to use the watercolor shapes stamp set. And so many of you have told me that you did not understand what the point of this stamp set was. Like, you just would never have considered getting it or thinking that it was fun or whatever. But I made a card, and I was looking for it earlier today, and I think I might have sent it out to somebody. But I made a really pretty yellow and, I think it was yellow and black card. I'm just looking in one more spot to see if it's in here. And it is not. But it's a really pretty card with the ovals in this set, the small oval and the bigger oval. And I really love the concept of that, and I wanted to reproduce it and show you that you could do it in different ways. So here we go. Now we're using this stamp set on 3 of the cards in game night. So if you want to get this, you can add this to your registration for game night, by the way. All right, so we're going to start with a piece of white cardstock, and we're going to take the large circle, and you can really do this in any color. I'm going to use Highland Heather for this. Okay, and I'm going to start by stamping one circle at the top. Okay, and then another, ooh, and there's a schmutz on here, so we got to get rid of that. And then another circle so that the 2 basically ends of the circle line up. Okay, again, you see me, I am not measuring or doing anything fancy. Okay, so then I'm going to ink this up again. I'm going to flip it 90 degrees, and I'm going to get smeary all over. So actually, since I did that, I'm going to flip it over and do this again because I already had oh my gosh. I'm having schmutz problems. And I just got my nails done today thinking that that would not be such an issue, but I was wrong. Getting a baby wipe because I'm a baby, apparently. Oh, goodness, look at all the color coming off on my fingers. Apparently, I needed baby wipes. Okay. So again, I'm going to stamp that once there and again here. Okay, and then also this was sitting on my desk, so I'm going to clean it because there's like a bunch of schmutz on it. I hate when schmutz gets on my stamp. All right, now I'm going to turn this 90 degrees. And basically, again, not measuring, but centered. So like this line is crossing the invisible center line of what I already did. And here, notice I'm going off the edge so it doesn't matter if it lines up. There we go. Okay, so that right there, you could stop and looks really cool. Okay, but wait, there's more. So now what I'm going to do, and here's where if you take something, this might help a little bit with it. So we've got these points. I'm going to go diagonally, and I'm going to put a circle in the middle right here. That's why having this kind of helps figure out where to line it up. So always I want the edge of my circle image to be in the center point of this imaginary thing that I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that down. Again, Dina has not measured anything. So basically you're just centering it halfway between the 2, and then that edge of your circle lines up. Okay, looks good. Dang it, I got more schmutz. And then one more time, we're going to flip it again 90 degrees. And again, if you need this to kind of help you figure out where to put it, that sort of helps. I'm just lining it up. The beauty of this is if it's not 100% perfectly accurate, it's pretty forgiving. Okay, so once again, la la la. There we go. So what happens is you get another spirography looking floral. How cool is that? I love it. All right, now I thought this was pretty awesome, so I just wanted to leave this kind of as is. So we're gonna layer this up a little bit. I've got some, and actually I think I'm gonna switch, well, so hard to decide. I feel like this would look better with Highland Heather. So I've got Highland Heather and I've got fresh freesia. And I hope this is the right size. I think it is. If not, we'll cut another one. I'm pretty sure my original white is 3 3/4 by 5. So I cut this to be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and that was correct. Okay, so I'm going to adhere this. Note the mistakes on the back, and these are not boobs. Just saying. You're welcome, by the way.
Hey, that scrap, the little skinny orange piece, is it, there's 2 different sizes, is it just a scrap? Or is it 2 different sizes? It's the second one. Sorry, guys.
There's no, this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a 1/2 inch.
Okay.
By
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Okay. So the purple I used on here was Highland Heather, but now I'm going to mount this onto a excuse me, fresh freesia card base. Okay. Like that. All right. Now, a couple things. So, and I haven't fully decided, but I think I'm going to use one of our loose flowers for the center of this, just because I can. It's kind of cute. Also, I wanted to add a sentiment to go over this. And so I'm going to use the Sunny Sentiments stamp set, which is just a set that I really have enjoyed. And I've got a happy hello to you, because this seems like a happy card.
Sorry, I'm just
No
making
problem.
sure.
No problem. I'm just about done, Whitney. All right. I'm going to stamp this on my card in some black StazOn. Okay. And so I want to add my sentiment right over the top. So I'm going to put it right about there. And I did StazOn because I really want it to be nice and vibrant black over the top of this. So again, you could use any sentiment here. That would be so fun. And then I'm going to take and put my little flower in the center. Now, one thing I will say, we stamped a whole bunch of layers. So the ink often stays wet or moist, if you will, for a while. So I just want to kind of dry this off. By the way, if you are watching and you like anything that I'm doing today, a thumbs up would rock my world. YouTube really likes it when your videos get thumbs up, when they get comments, and when I get new subscribers. So that all helps so much. Oh, look at you guys. You're so sweet. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, when you watch those annoying little commercials, I actually make money off of that. Now, it's a few cents, but when like thousands of you do a few cents, it does actually add up to some dollars. So I appreciate it. It really helps me continue to bring more free video tutorials like this to you each month. Okay, so there we go. So pretty. Now we're going to kick this up a notch with a little spritzing. So I got to close my ink pads if I'm going to spritz. I'm actually going to cover up all those sentiments over here. And so there's so many things. I can't wait till you see the cards for tomorrow night because they're really cool. By the way, that looked awesome. All right. And then the last thing I'm going to do is spritz with a little shimmer as well, because I like doing that also. So I just smack that against something like a bone folder. Okay. So there's 450 some people watching and 165 likes. So just like the butt, give me the thumbs up like. That really rocks. Thank you guys. Okay, isn't that pretty? Oh. Okay, now I saw some questions. Let's take a look here. If you put the ink side of the vellum piece up, does the ink ever rub off since it's vellum? That's a great question, Susan, and we're going to test that theory out right now. And the answer is no. Once it's dry on there, it's good. You just got to make sure it dries. Because it's alcohol ink, it will dry on the vellum. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you rubbed it like really hard. Okay, this is my clean finger. There's only one today. Nope, nothing's coming off except the shimmer. So yeah, that one's good to go. Okay. All right. Was using Wink Castilla on a project while watching and now have a sparkly laptop. Oh, that's awesome, Deb. That makes me laugh. I love it. There's a lot of sparkly things in my house. Just saying. Okay. Ooh, Lori from North Dakota said it was 108 a few days ago. Holy buckets. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, Catherine, butt cheeks. That's funny. Highland Heather, yes, it was. And yes, this does look like a spirograph. I wanted a spirograph so bad when I was a kid. Oh, seriously. I really thought that my life would be complete if I had one. So, yeah. Okay. Could you use gold flakes on the alcohol card? Yes, I did talk about that, Irene. I'm still finding Wink of Stella on my bone folder from smacking it for spritzing. Oh, really? That's funny. I haven't actually noticed that being an issue on mine. You can smack it against anything. So I used to use like a marker, but it jiggles the internal stuff, so I don't like doing that. But something sturdy like a pair of snips, that would work. Your pick tool would work. Whatever else you might have, just something you can smack it against. So anyway, there you go. All right, so let me show you the cards that I created today, and then I'll go through my reminders of upcoming things once again for you. So we've got our fabulous spirograph card using the watercolor shapes stamp set and the Sunny Sentiments. We also have this gorgeous card from Artistically Inked that was cased off of a birthday card I received from my very talented and fabulous Susan Bally. We made this card that was also cased from a gorgeous card that the fabulous Catherine Anderson sent me, along with a really cute bracelet and a stamp. So that was fun. And then I showed you, didn't we make another card? I feel like we made one other one, but maybe not. Oh, yeah. This one we made with the, let's see, the other many messages stamp set. What is that called? Something else. Many messages and, oh, where is it? Oh, here we go. Light-hearted. Oh, no, that's not it either. It's something messages. Seriously, where did mine go? Oh, here it is. Many happenings. So these two sets go with the die that cuts all those pieces out. And we talked about how to do that. And then this is the background I created with my Stampin' Blends and some 91% rubbing alcohol. 91% is important. You don't want it any less than that. So it's got to be in the 90s for this to work. So there you go. I hope you loved these cards. Oh, and then here's my shameless. One more time. The card Shelly Gardner sent me because we're best friends. No, I'm just kidding. She sent this to me to commemorate a sales milestone that I recently achieved, and I just loved the card so much I had to share it with you, and we'll probably make it at some point too on a live. So anyway, thank you guys. A couple of reminders of stuff going on. So first up 15 minutes, we're going to start talking about mystery stamping, which is part of game night. If you are not registered for game night, there's still time. I've got some packets left. Actually, please register. I have several packets ready to go. All you have to do is email me, drekow@yahoo.com. And as soon as I'm done with this live, I will send you the link to register. Game night is fabulous. You will not want to miss this one. We're going to make some really cool cards. Also, I have online classes coming up for this month. If you're missing an online class email, it's coming. I'm just about caught up, and the rest of them will be done probably tomorrow. So thank you for your patience with me as I came back from my trip. And we will see you. Now, I am going to tell you something. I will be live, I think, next week, but I will be traveling. So it's probably going to be live from the road. It might not be stamping, but it will be shenanigans. And so watch for that. I will be at Barb's house with Kelly next week. I'm very excited. We're driving out on Monday. So we'll probably go live from the road. And, last time we did that, it was pretty fun. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. But we're working, so I will definitely be around. It's not like I'm on vacation or anything again. I'm not. We're just working in a different location. That's all. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for stamping with me today. Again, thumbs up, subscribe to my channel right here if you haven't already. And I really appreciate having you here. Fran, all those details are in the registration link. I don't have the names off the top of my head, but the shell set from the mini catalog is one, and then the watercolor shapes that I just used. So yeah. Anyway.